There are days when we have an
I do not
intersection
own the rights to
between
this music.
religion and culture. I do not own the rights to the music that you will hear in the background. Today, March 28th, 2021, was such a day. For it's on this day that we have those who are Jewish celebrate Passover. For Christians, today was Palm Sunday. And for Hindus, today was Holi, which is also called the Festival of Colors. So Holi begins on the last full moon of the year's lunar month. So for the year 2021, Holi begins today, Sunday, March 28th, and it lasts until tomorrow, March the 29th, 2021. So what is Holi? Holi signifies the arrival of spring and therefore new beginnings. Usually, it's a joyous time, a time to get in touch with the inner child, because throughout India, where it is celebrated, and it depends on what part of India that one is in, because not all Indians celebrate Holi. But for those that do, it can be a bit daunting in the sense that complete strangers come up to you and throw different colored powders called gulal upon you. There's another component that I've never personally experienced where they also douse you with water. But for our purposes, the holy celebrations that I've participated in, including one I had earlier today at my home, it was what we'll call a dry Holi, where we just threw the gulal powder on each other. We had bubbles. You remember when you were a kid and used to blow bubbles. We had bubbles. We had a hula hoop. And then as a component of our celebration, we had a fire, because there is some significance to having a fire. And then today also happens to be the day or the beginning of the worm moon, which is the last full moon of the winter season. And the full moon is now currently in Libra. So there was a lot of action going on today. So I just want to share a little bit about Holi. And also about the powders, the gulal, which come in different colors, and the meaning of some of the powders. So I'm reading something that I found it was written in March of 2019, and let's see who the author was. But I Googled it, and it comes up underneath day translations. So in this writing, they say that Holi is believed to be a reenactment of the game Lord Krishna, a Hindu god, and Radha, his consort, played together with their milkmaids. And so it says the tradition of smearing colored powder is based on a legend which tells the story about Lord Krishna, because Lord Krishna, his skin was dark or black, which is the literal meaning of the word Krishna. But the god Krishna is often depicted with bluish skin which is said to be due to him drinking milk that had been poisoned by a devil when he was a baby. So I don't know the efficacy or the truth of this, but the bottom line is the smearing of colored powder was Krishna's mother's way of changing the color of his skin, because he was always complaining that his skin color was a different color than that of Radha. So there are different color gulals. One is blue, which represents the color of Lord Krishna. One is yellow, which represents turmeric, which is used in many Hindu religious ceremonies. Green is the symbol for new beginnings and spring. Red is for fertility and love. There's also pink, which has come into favor. And pink represents compassion and caring. Purple represents mystery and magic. So again, if you ever have an opportunity to partake in this celebration, it really does speak to the inner child in all of us, because essentially you are at the mercy of those who come, fling powder on you, and then as they fling the powder, they say Happy Holi. So I always wear white because I love the contrast of the different colored powders upon the white and also on my skin. So today we had green, we had pink, we had green, we had red, we had an orange. And it's easy to see why it's called the Festival of Colors, because it's just like an explosion of color. So what would be a festival without music? So there are certain Bollywood type songs or music that's played. And so we were in my backyard dancing to Bollywood music, flinging powder on each other. And then, as I said, we also lit a fire. And so the fire part or component of the celebration, as often with fire, it's a way to rid yourself of negative energy. And or I had suggested to the individuals who were here at my home, if they wanted to, they could write something that they wanted to release themselves from and throw it in the fire. And that would be that. So again, in this article, they discuss some of the beliefs that are associated with celebrating Holi. So they say that Hindus believe that the legends associated with the celebration of Holi makes them become more truthful and observe good conduct. It's socially significant because in any other time except for COVID, it brings together Hindus and non-Hindus. It says, if you know the reasons why Holi is celebrated, you know that it means making friends, not enemies. It also means having a positive outlook despite the hardships that one faces. So on this day, supposedly there are no class differentiations, just everybody celebrating the beginning of a new year, a new cycle, which is what spring represents. So it also says that Hindu astrologers calculate the celebration of Holi based on the time sunset occurs And this is how they know the exact time for Holi to commence. Again, Holi marks the end of winter, and so Holi represents renewal, the beginning of spring. It also says that some people believe that playing with colors is a good way to boost good health. It also says that Holi is a time for cleaning your house effectively, removing the mess and dust. And again, it represents a beginning, a new beginning. So we were in my backyard, and now my backyard, the grass is covered with these different colors of different powders. The clothes that I wore, which are the same clothes I wear every year, the powders, they do wash out, although, because tomorrow I may celebrate Holi again, I will put the same clothes on. No need to mess up more than one set of clothes. And so all in all, I would say I had a wonderful day. It's always good to let the inner child in you come out, to run around. We were trying to do the hula hoop. We were blowing bubbles. The moon was in the sky. The fire was blazing. I felt peace. And I took comfort in the fact that we choose the life we want to live. And this is spring. It does represent rebirth, regeneration, renewal. We've experienced throughout the world hard times, the death of loved ones, a certain loss of innocence. Today was a day to reclaim a sense of childlike wonder and innocence. Happy Holi.